And for that reason and the low HP, he's going to be sitting incredibly deep on this retake. The rest of the team fighting a higher line. The stun prepared, popped out, and the peak taken, but nothing found.
Just trying to spam through the smoke. This is a nice defensive smoke for the site, but it's not going to matter as S2G bust out of it. Nice little shocks, nice lineups as the spike will be somewhat halved it is, and they're going to get straight back on it, trying to deny. They will do so. One player left. The time is done, and TQ have won the round.
His team inside the site wants to go for the 1v1, could be ill-advised, wins it out at the very least, but 40 points of health has to tuck in the corner and let Lowell bail him out. Lurzi, the final player remaining.
Just pulls Hyber into a position they don't want to be. There is plenty of support here, although being on low HP, that support won't matter. The engagements continue, not even checking Graffiti. Lowell at least gets the trade. 2 versus 2, and this is looking a pretty hasty one for S2G and TQ, and Lurzi will shut it down. Comes on shot to follow it up.
You have the paranoia there, like you said. This is such a difficult situation for us to fight out of, but Riazzi will do it all for him. Finally, he gets involved, but Unfake will trade it out a little bit more for him in a 2 versus 1. An overstep from Pora in Defender Spawn.
Form a little bit tentatively. He's going to smoke the bomb first to give themselves the opportunity to get on this the A side. This is going to end in catastrophe for one of these teams.
The coattails of Lowell pounced upon by Russ, and now the Blades are just shoehorning them into an A. A site which they can't even take with the spike in their grasp. Here is Pora from mid. 2 more on the Sheriff yet again, and it's all falling apart inside TQ's hands. Hyber the one to try and give them a bit of solace, but it's unrelenting. S2G constantly testing. Stun on Turians, doesn't have his own, has to use a flash to try and play in someone else. Instead, it's Hyber and Poppy Fresh on the site that are getting all the action. The Killjoy player on the front foot. Rush is posted up here. That's a brilliant flick and a dash away. Just about keeps this one doable against some hardly impressive weapons. Hyber does have the Vandal.
Lurzi looks to drop.
You've seen Lowell move further up here as well, so if you jump down, then Lowell should have your number. In comes Pora, finds the first, immediate trade, and the follow-up nigh impossible. The waterfall has run dry. There is nothing left in the tank here for S2G. In fact, Lurzi will be...
Need the support, but again, with that Hunter's Fury being used, the lockdown gets maximum value, and so does Riazzi from that Sheriff. 2 versus 2, upholding any cross towards the spike. This is a massive position.
This is going to be a big shock for them peeking into the op here as well as Ruff. He shot them down. As Hyber tries to look for more, the objective is still not set up and all the players have arrived.
Oh, what a shot. Finds Riazzi on the re-entry. There goes one of the initiators to get themselves back into sight. Russ finally shutting Hyber down, but the advantage has been taken in the numbers.
Yeah, and here comes Pora from behind. The alarm bot now broken. The awareness should be there. Poppy Fresh is concerned even that they've already made their way in towards window. I think that Pora's going to have him by surprise here. Unfight finds one inside the site. Here is Pora, back-to-back, Killjoy player on Killjoy player, in fact even spotting the second. Numbers all good for ST early round, so now you've got to have him dashing in on this sniper to try and find anything. They're knocking heads with one another, and S2G are too happy to capitalise as Lurzi finds 2 from backside.
That's massive. Neptuno, though, comes in with a performance of their own, trying to upset the orchestra at the back of sight, and that's exactly the case. As Unfake's gone for a massive flank. Now it's all up to Pora. Denied the spike, and has the turret to play contact. The op not quite hitting. Pora's rifle does. Only a couple of seconds to deny, and then needs to stay alive. Can go and deny the spike plant. Hyber doesn't come off it. The ball's on this man to confirm the spike.
I don't know how he's done it. Plants front sight, Pora in the corner, should know all about it. Adjustment hasn't been made. Or has it? Hyber's stuck to the corner. Doesn't know if the possibility of a garage threat is on the cards or not. And Pora still has not made his reprisal. Continues to tuck and finally shows as he couldn't make himself out of the scenario. An Aldrone coming in. And the aggressive position that Rion's had would have been good here to break it, but instead Pora's fighting it all by himself. They constantly want the duels, but they can't win them. Riazzi to slice the pie, spots out the turret information there. What a readjustment!
Yeah, but look at this, they're forced not to be now. They're forced to have to try and make a play. You've got the contact to the turret and Rien's at the back of sight with full util.
Yeah, the lockdown is also up. They have absolutely everything. S2G are just manipulating TQ to their hearts and desires. Hyber has to be the one
Able to get all the way up towards top side. They don't even realise, but well, the reactions are there. The rest of the players are engaging all left, right and centre. Low's able to get one more. One player left as Pora has to rely on the experience that they have in bucket loads, but the buckets
is horrendous. Absolutely zero clue. He's bobbed his head up and there's 4 players in front of Unfake. Now it comes down to him to be the one to take them out of this world. He's got the first and the second, but nothing more than that. S2G, a jump scare on the site. Neptuno, the next to fall in line. Paranoia through as players are there in graffiti, looking to establish a crossfire. The flank is incredibly late from Russ, and he's not going to get anything from it.
Oh, no way. This is going to be incredible if Russ is able to at least get one. That's probably all he's looking for. Nah, unfortunately the bullet's not hitting. No swarm to be pleased actually by Pora. Poppy Fresh though in the corner, can't get one more. At least was able to deny Riazi, but can't deny Pora getting more. This is just kill after kill right now for S2G.
Russ gets taken out by the aftershock there as well. Actually, I'm not sure how that happened, if it was maybe off the spike plant. Finally, Lower will arrive to help out. Hyber's not cleared close left, and Riens is able to get traded out eventually. More to be found. First at the Shrouded Steps gone. Oh my goodness, swap into the second. Spectre pouring their way towards the site.
Poppy Fresh is dashing on towards the side to try and hit Low, but Low takes a step too far. At least there's more ultimates in util to try and support anybody near the site, and that's exactly what happens. That's a massive ultimate to come through. The smoke looks to dissipate. The spike being down at the wrong time for S2G. It's now all up to Pora here to try and find one, but
At window, Russ has moved up close. There's a flashback sight, but just before it expires, Riens will be the one to do so as well. Aftershock for the corner. Unfake needs to drop a shock in here if they are going to break this ultimate, but he's shut down immediately. Harbor on the pre-fireable angle. Should be able to take him out. He's still alive! Dashes into a detain.
playing for a momentary pause, waiting to all pounce at the right moment, play together. And well, with 3 players against 1, it's not looking good.
Oh, timing could not be any worse. Here we go. In towards the site they're set up, and it's all on Poppy to try and shut them down, which he can't. Russ is finding the first and making a big incision as Pora follows it up.
Yeah, a nice distraction by Russ. Pora is just doing work with that Spectre. And I think that's everything. I think that might be the round over.
It's trying to take a few weapons out of the hands. It's in a full investment the next anyway to stop S2G getting any closer. But they already have so much room in garage through Pora. Riazi teeing them up with the ult inside the site. We're inside the last 15 seconds or so when you factor in the spike plant. A lot of work to be done, and Russ is just stopping it from being popped.
That is the case, but at the same time, we were talking about how good TQ can be in the defense. They're proving that, Low's proving that, and everybody comes in. It's not just one player, it's every player for TQ.
Right, backside, Unfake is low. Damage dealt. It feels like a pistol round. What is going on? Neptuno with another, and it's all up to Russ. The operator, perhaps not the gun for the job, but he'll try his damn best. A slow approach in the back from Hyber, and that's intention for them right now.
Oh, that's a big pick on towards Riazi.
Lockdown.
Yeah, that just might be enough. Although they try to invest and try and fight towards short, it's not to be advised. And 2 players have been caught here. Neptuno hasn't and is able to defend the position, but the trades are there.
A nano as well. Surely it should be the full setup for Post here to try and stop this, delay it, and give some room to fight back through the capitalization that you've seen. Here is the gravity well. Pora already finding the first onto Poppy. Lau looking for a TP and outplay perhaps, but it's straight into Pora's hand. And finds the spray come back to bite him. Rion's getting that one, and it's a 4 versus 4, but time is running low. The flank is coming in, another kill picked up, but still, there are layers of support here, and Rions is taking them all out. You and what army? It is only the Breach player doing it. Finally, S2.
Players are going to try and bust on site now as they hear the stars go down, but there is a little bit of delay from S2G.
Oh. Such a nice setup from Hyber, but he doesn't get the full capitalization. Unfake stunned up, not much work done. We've seen the Rolling Thunder invested, but it's not found too much. It's still a 3 versus 4, and the weapons will be there for S2G. The flash is great from Rians. Another step up round. Neptuno, so much work to do, and it will not suffice. Lau to clamber back, a 2 versus 2, turret for contact. Pora should be aware of it, but everything done. All up to Lurzi, and he cannot do it.
Right, Pora finds Hyber. That's the entry pick that is so needed, but can't get a second.
Yeah, he faces up so aggressive there. The rest of the team yet to be unrooted from their positions. Riazi 2 more kills, and it gives them the advantage that they would have wanted. Lau, that is audacious, and not the time or place to be doing it. The Sova duel won by Unfake. Another team can immediately pounce on this, and in fact, Russ should take a more advanced position, holding the side with the arm out in the open. The arm, rip him, tear him limb from limb. Harbour wants more. Lowell gets more than he asked for. Another TP doesn't pay off. And S2G find all the frags. Still Pora making his approach. So much work to be done.
Poppy Fresh. This is the late win condition here. It could be big, but it's not going to be.
On the sky. This is someone who I was saying had done a brilliant job on the map before, and he'll do it again. 2 kills to start them off. QUSEO with an early player advantage.
Well, Neptuno's found Pora as well, and just seeing Rien's about to walk in towards a trap. Left Riazi on 49 HP and wondering what the hell has happened here. With 4 players remaining on TQ, this has been a fantastic pistol to start them off.
Yeah, you have to remember, it was the defender's side. Cage, it's a flash to the face. Unfake finds another one on towards the classic, not done yet. It's all him and Neptuno. So
able to get round the corner, but there's plenty of players following this one up. Paranoia, the tool probably most effective at getting him back on towards the site. It's now just Lowell, and I think it's just limiting the ultimate orbs available. Looking to die to the spike. It won't happen as Russ just waiting. That is the worrying thing, and that can just a little bit more information needed. Denying anyone from peeking out. That guy didn't lie, but Riazi peeks out at the perfect time. There's 1 player left, and that is gorgeous.
Be wide open, even the Seekers invested, not getting too much retrospective value as the players have already been noted. And in fact, they're going to invest their own from this position, and they have the numbers.
They do. They have upgrades as well, has to be said. The only thing is, though, is the engagement's going to be claimed or not. It's going to go all the way at the end. You know about Pora is that Seeker is chasing him wildly. Poppy Fresh gets one onto their opposite number, and spike control has been relinquished. It's now all up to 1 player left. It's all up to Lawson. The spike's been halved, but the engagement, it's been halved. Speaking about brawls, this is looking like 1 on main already. Hyper's able to get 1 off the Sheriff. There's Lowell just being found out at the last. Advantage being taken, sight in control, and again, having to run towards B are Neptuno and Unfake. Spike's going to be down pretty cleanly.
You actually had Hyber on a Sheriff there, just trying to find a singular headshot, which he did, but then couldn't get the blades online.
Yeah. That might be a allow for a much more tastier next round.
Oh my god. It's the wobbly flash, which was cut incredibly close. It was the 5th map, in fact, which they ended up losing. Hyber's found a pick. Pora has dropped early, uncharacteristic. The mid-aggression finally bobbles over on both sides, and QUSEO come out with a better piece of the pie. Interesting that Russ has actually picked up the Phantom here as well instead of the Vandal, looking to sort of clutch with those one-taps. But I guess all of them are within headshot range. Lowell's on 125 and can still die here. He has a paint shells and a showstopper. Wants to maybe find one on the cross, and Unfake is low. That should be a freebie! You are just looking at denying whatever you can. Flushed out from the corner. Nice use from Poppy, but Lurzi's found 2 for himself. And now it is only the Breach player that remains. Such heavy main presence to take those longer gunfights. The ones which S2G thrive under, as they are baking Team Q where they stand. No one's found a way to pick it up just yet. Team QUSEO trying to flood back in the site, but it's like heading into a wall of sandbags, immediately stopped by S2G. The frags being found, Unfake with 1, but that looks to be all. They wipe the floor and they find their 6th. But he's already passed it, updrafted over the trap wire, and is looking to quickly be hot on their heels before the execute has even come in. Lots of utility being used. Neptuno and Lowell are punished. The flank may be in vain after all. Poppy's got so much to do and they cannot do it. In fact, yeah, it'll only be Hyber, the final remaining player. And as soon as the trapwire is hit, S2G are queuing up to find the kill, and they will. That catalyst, the difference maker. It's been asked of him so many times, but he is yet to deliver. And in fact, he hasn't cleared the corner. It is left alive Riazi, who will continue to punish headshot after headshot, but finally put to rest. A 1 versus 3 that
contact and actually has the Trailblazer as Pora peeks out. We'll find Unfake. The last two remaining players are somewhat low hazard.
No trade, it's offered up. Pora looking for a timing around the valence of the smoke on the very radius. Make this one so chaotic.
Oh, that's exactly going to be the case. It's going to be landed on Unfake's toes. It doesn't quite get the damage you were hoping for, but certainly has given the space that they were hoping for. Russ has got through in heaven. There's players on site, and they've been found. With Spike being dropped, there's engagements and gunfights to be taken, and TQ have. It's the last two remaining players to rotate through. Low's not got the best opportunity.
Compromised. Now they have one for their own. S2G wanting to fight on all fronts. This is them at their brilliant best as they find yet another. Smoke's gone. Nothing to hide behind. QUSEO having to move in off the sum of their numbers. Yeah, you've got flashes and stuns to work with, but it's Lurzy the opposite way and a paranoia of his own.
Oh, big information. The paranoia comes through, but Neptuno wins that one out. We get the ultimate out, and Riazi comes out with a Bulldog. The lesser weaponry makes it work. One player left, and look at this. TQ once again fall to the wayside. S2G look to hit double digits.
That is absolutely
another big point between the Raze and the Jet is that the Jet doesn't have the capability of breaking those wires when they burst in. There's no blast packs, and that's why Russ is able to completely shoot Hyber out the sky. There goes Poppy Fresh, there goes Neptuno, there goes TQ. Their chance is gone in this round. Yes, it might have been
ramp, and Hyber specifically could be the difference maker. Rians has found a way in, however, and there's trades back and forth.
Oh, that one way's perfect for Low as the last two remaining players look to funnel themselves through elbow and have done so successfully. Only one player left now. It's up to Low to clutch up. Time's low, spiked half, so this is doable. It's not even half Taza. Has to full stick this. Low has the perfect opportunity in 2
Tag
seconds.
still coming through. Pora is here, as are the rest of S2G. They want map point, series point, and to take themselves to the grand final. And the cutlery out to dig on down and find their way to the grand finals. The elevated angle. And